When you create a business, when you create a product, what are you doing? What is the point of leverage? What is the most important thing? It's the creativity. It's the act of creating the right thing. If you create the right thing, you will find product market fit and the world will beat a path to your door.
Excellent product, sire.
If you create the wrong thing, you miss. If, for example, if Paul and Rohan had spent their time, instead of creating Clubhouse, they'd created something just slightly different that didn't catch, then no amount of hard work they put in would have mattered. No amount of how much of a team they'd hired would have mattered. It's that getting that creative spark right. So what I believe at an early stage a startup should be optimizing for is creative execution. And that's a weird combination of doing the right thing and doing it fast and doing it well. So you got to have a number of iterations. You got to be able to take your creativity and take 10, 20, 30, 50 attempts in quick succession. You have to create them high quality. Like, one of the things that always impressed me about Clubhouse was not only is it updating the app a lot, they're shipping features all the time, but it's just extremely well implemented. It's almost pixel perfect. Someone is obsessing over where all the features and buttons and links and so on go. And then there's creativity in terms of good ideas, and the creativity needs criticism. It can't just live on its own, because if we just want to start forming connections and come up with ideas, we can come with them all day long, but someone has to critique them, but in a friendly improv kind of way where they say, yes, that's one idea, and we can also do it this way. So it has to be like positive, constructive criticism to go with it. So really the question you're asking is, what is the right combination of people to spark maximum creativity or maximum creative execution? Because it's not just whiteboarding, this is execution. So maximum creative execution. Historically, that turns out to be two people. It's not always the case. Sometimes you can have a lot of creativity with just one person who's been thinking about the problem for a long time. For example, Satoshi Nakamoto is probably one person. There are examples where the creativity is mainly in one individual, and there are lots of examples where the creativity is mainly two people riffing back and forth and improving each other's ideas and really just complementing each other well. And then from there, it gets rarer and harder as you add more people. So can your maximum point of creativity be 3 people? Sure, it could. 4, less likely. 5, way less likely. By the time you're 10, your execution capabilities have gone way up, but your creative capabilities have gone way down. So what you want to figure out is, what is your creative execution capability? If you're a one-person machine, if you can crank out lots and lots of iteration, you have lots of good ideas, you've thought about the problem deeply, those ideas have been better over the years, and you have a strong vision, then just recruiting a person for the sake of recruiting them, odds are it's going to make you less creative. You're going to spend a lot of time trying to explain things to that person, you might clash. But on the other hand, if you had, like, say, an office mate or a former business partner or a grad student that you'd work with, you get along great, you both like riff on each other's ideas, that person does something you can't do well and you do something they can't do well, and the two of you together enjoy working back to back, then that team is going to have much better creative execution than you can have on your own. So I would optimize for creative execution, and only you can answer that question, because only you know who's around you and what you're capable of.